What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the interweb? Double upload today. Today is a Spyro video. I haven't made a Spyro video since like July of 2017. Back in those days, it was just me and VT and VB making Spyro videos. Now, everybody and their mother makes Spyro videos. But anyways, this is a list of 5 things you probably didn't know about Spyro Reignited Trilogy / Spyro in general. And with that being said, you might actually know some of this stuff if you're like a die-hard fan, but the average viewer probably doesn't know any of this stuff, and you might even learn something you didn't know before. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Did you know Spyro was originally meant to be green? Spyro was not going to be a purple dragon. When Spyro was made back in the 90s, there was all these things out here where green and blue was the main color when it came to dragoons. So, you know, there was Dragon Tails, there was that little, I can't ever remember the name of it, but it was a dinosaur show, and it had dragons, and they were all green or blue. So it kind of makes sense that they was going to originally go for a green Spyro, just, you know, tie in with the 90s aesthetic and how everybody loved, you know, green dragons at the time. But, you know, ultimately they ended up going with the purple dragon, which I think is the better choice because that made Spyro easily recognizable and different from every single dragon. Because what other purple dragon out there do you know? None. Unless it's the inappropriate one, but we're not talking about that one. Did you know every world or level in the Spyro universe, depending on what you want to call them, were actually inspired by different movies? Did you know Clifftown is actually inspired from Star Wars? The people who created Spyro initially, and I guess even with the Reignited trilogy, the people who are making that, they were big cinema fans. So every single level they made to pay tribute to some movie or the other. Did you know when Spyro releases in September, even back with the original releases, this goes for both of them, that there are over 100 levels to play through? That's a whole lot of levels to play through. And let's just do the math, theoretically speaking. I failed math 4 times. I gotta get a calculator. So there's 100 levels. Got my handy dandy iPhone calculator. So 100 levels. And it's gonna take you, let's say, 30 minutes to do each level. That's gonna be 3,000 hours of... Actually, that's just equals 3,000. Hold on, let me do the math again. That's gonna be 50 hours of gameplay that you're gonna get out of the Spyro Reignited trilogy at the very minimum, unless you're a speedrunner or something. And did you know that there's actually new challenges and new things placed inside each level to, even though it's, you know, a remake of the original, it's still gonna feel like a new game, like a reimagining, which makes cool because, you know, it's the Reignite trilogy. And the last one, which nobody except a few has mentioned, but the game is not only a completely remade, but even the enemies have been remade, which everyone talked about their new design. That's something probably everybody knows at this point, but nobody mentioned that they are actually having new attacks, new weaknesses, and combat is almost completely remade for the enemies and for Spyro himself in a way, so that whenever you attack an enemy, they will react to Spyro. So basically imagine this. This is an enemy on PlayStation 1. This is Spyro. Spyro headbutt. The enemy. Dead. Spyro keeps going. But in this one, enemy. Spyro. Spyro hits it. The enemy's kind of like impaled a little bit. Well, not really impaled, like, carrying it around. But like, impaled as in like, you can see that he actually got hit. It's not just, I'm dead. It's actually like, oh, I'm hit. I'm dying. R.I.P. to Nate Dogg. So that makes me believe that the combat in this game is going to be a whole lot better compared to how Spyro played on PlayStation 1 and then how it played on the PlayStation Vita when it got re-released a couple years ago. This last one, it's actually not a part of the facts, it's just something cool I thought I would throw in there. But this game was leaked for the Nintendo Switch recently, and that's a huge deal because that means for the first time in history, you're going to have a proper emphasis on proper way to experience, you know, Spyro on the go. You know, without a doubt, the Nintendo Switch has won this console generation. The Nintendo Switch has the best exclusives this generation. It's selling the best this generation. It's predicted to beat the PlayStation 4 by almost 10 to 15 million units by the time the life cycle's over. So that's a huge deal. And once Spyro gets over there, if it's anything like Crash, that means speedruns are gonna be insane. Like, I don't know if you heard this or not, But on Crash Bandicoot, the trilogy, when it got ported to Nintendo Switch, it actually is a faster speedrun there than it is on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, because games are read faster off a cart than they are digitally or from a disc. So the load times are almost non-existent. Crash moves faster, even though it's at a locked 30 FPS. A locked 30 FPS is better than 60 FPS when the loading screens are so much shorter. For example, it might take 8 seconds to 10 seconds for a loading screen on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, but that loading time on Switch is like non-existent. It's like 2 to 4 seconds. It's actually crazy. So once Spyro gets ported over to the Switch, if this rumor ends up being true, that essentially means the Nintendo Switch version is going to be the one that everyone's going to speedrun. It's going to be the one that gets the most attention. It's going to have the best reacting for everything. Because think about it, with it reading things off faster on a cart, that doesn't just mean faster load times. That means faster rendering times as well. And with faster rendering times comes faster gameplay, which comes more immersive gameplay and just better all around everything. Because think about it, no matter what game it is on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, there is frame drops, there is sometimes screen tears, and sometimes the game just gets a little clunky and you don't really know what you're doing at that point. But on the Nintendo Switch, it'll be completely different. It's going to be an immersive battle, pretty much. I'll make another video talking about this Switch version of Spyro. We'll get into that at a later time. But for right now, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed both videos. I'm going to be adding in a lot of Spyro content moving forward. And with that being said, my name is CRUZANDO. Try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.